Got everyone coming up? Hello. Oh, God bless you. Thank you so much. Well, hey, how are you? It's great. It's great to be in Okaloosa County. It's great to be at Northwest Florida State College. I want to thank Dane Eagle, our Secretary of Department of Economic Opportunity, for joining me today for this great announcement. Also, President Stevenson, who's here with us, as well as the Chair of the Board, Lori Kelly. So we appreciate, and I know we've got a lot of dignitaries in the crowd, so I want to thank you all for coming for what's really, I think, going to be a great announcement and a great program. We've been doing a lot, particularly this week, and we'll be doing more the rest of the week to highlight initiatives we're doing to help with job growth in the state of Florida, and that involves, a lot of it involves infrastructure, but a lot of it also involves workforce training. And if you look at Florida and where we are in relation to other states, it's clear where other states really have fallen down over the last year and a half. Florida continues to do better and better. We're proud of the progress we've made. We know that we have even more to be able to accomplish. Part of what I think when you look at the different things that we're offering, you see a lot of stuff. People will move from different parts of the country, move different types of businesses here. We see a lot, of course, in finance. We see a lot in aerospace, particularly in Cape Canaveral, which is just incredible what's going on there. But I really believe manufacturing, logistics, some of these really, really core functions where there's huge demand for skilled employees, that what better place to have a lot of this based than in the state of Florida. We have a great business environment. We obviously have no state income tax, and we won't as long as I'm kicking. We're ranked number 3. Education Week just ranked our K through 12 schools number 3 in the country, which is not what it was when I was growing up in Florida. And I know here in Okaloosa they've done a really good job. So you have good education. We have highly rated state college system, as you all know here. And then we have the number 1 ranked public university system in the United States, which we've had now for 5 years in a row. So we're proud of all that. And we obviously think we've got a lot to offer. I think when you look at expanding footprints of things involving manufacturing, logistics, those things are all great if people know that we're committed to not just university education, but vocational education. That is going to end up telling people you're going to have a lot of people that fill a lot of these important jobs. And I know here at Northwest Florida State College, you have things to help people that want to go into the trucking industry. People be able to operate a lot of these heavy machines, and that's really something that I think is in high demand. And it's not saying that going to a 4-year university, a brick and ivy, is bad. It's good for a lot of people, but it's definitely not necessary for everybody or even the best course of action for everybody. And you're finding going into some of these areas like trucking, there's huge demand. I mean, people want, and you can make really good money right out of the gate and never have to go deep into debt like so many other, my generation, everyone would say if you don't go to college, you're a failure and all that. That's just not true. And so we want to give people the opportunity to fulfill whatever pathway appeals to them, but we certainly don't want to be telling people that going down some of these roads where you have vocational and skills training, that somehow that's like not as good, because in reality it can be very good, and there's a huge demand. And so you will be able to do well in life. So today's announcement really builds off that insight. It builds off what they've already done at Northwest Florida State College. So we are announcing through my Job Growth Grant Fund, see? How great is that, the announcement? So we're announcing through the Governor's Job Growth Grant Fund for Northwest Florida State College $2.8 million to fund a new diesel mechanic training program. And so you obviously have a demand for people that operate and will drive, but what we're seeing is commercial diesel vehicles, they have nearly 70% of all freight shipped in the United States is carried by these vehicles. So there's a high demand not only for people to operate the vehicles, but people that can repair and maintain the vehicles. And so here in Okaloosa County, we think there'll be close to a 20% increase in demand over the next 5 years, which is more than the national average because there's so much going on in the state of Florida. And these are jobs here in Okaloosa and Walton. You're making $60,000+ a year if you're doing this type of work. So we think that it's something that builds off what they've already done here at Northwest Florida State College, and I think it's something that's meeting a clear demand, and a demand that's not going away. And we're going to be able to provide young people opportunities to be able to go into this and do very well for themselves. And so I'm excited about what's been going on in the state of Florida, but particularly Northwest Florida. And I'll tell you, you came here, I remember coming here last summer, and you saw Texas plates, Louisiana plates, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, because people weren't flying as much like last summer in particular, 2020, but they all seem to end up, in the panhandle somehow. So we're happy that people were able to, we protected a lot of jobs here, we protected a lot of businesses, and people have been able to do very well as a result. And the secret is kind of out on the panhandle. Some people didn't necessarily know. I mean, I think more and more, particularly with it being such a destination over the last year and a half, that's going to mean people come visit, they see, then they start getting other ideas. Hey, maybe this is a place I should invest in. Maybe we should move here, all these other things. So I think you're going to see a lot of great stuff coming up over in the future. And what we're doing in Florida, our goal is to be #1 in workforce education by 2030. When I became governor, we were in the bottom half of states. We're now doing better and better. This goal is really significant. And since 2019, when I became governor, we actually have increased enrollment in post-secondary career and technical education by nearly 50%. So we're proud of that. We've added 50 new apprenticeship programs. That's the thing. It's like learning in this environment is great. It's important, but also you learn on the job. And if you're a senior in high school and there's demand in your community for a certain thing, I want them going their senior year being able to work in the afternoon and developing these skills. And then guess what? If you work hard and you do it, you're going to get offered jobs. And so you'll have that opportunity. And we've also awarded over 15,000 more industry certificates last year than we did in 2019. And so even as COVID hit, it really threw a lot of different stuff for a loop. We said we need to make sure we're continuing to be there for folks. Obviously K-12, we made sure they were open, but just even in these types of things, we kept it going, which is really good. So the result is we haven't missed a beat, and in fact, we're continuing to do better and better. And the interesting thing about this, particularly in the high schools with these industry certifications, there'll be kids who will be certified in like aircraft maintenance or welding, depending on part of the state and what's offered, but they'll also be taking like AP English and stuff. So they have college track too. So it's not mutually exclusive, and then you can make a decision about what's best stuff for you and where you think you want to go. So I think that this is going to be great. I talk to people all the time who are who are in industry that requires this type of freight and transportation, they want people, and they're willing to pay. And they have to pay because there's a demand for it. So we're really meeting a demand, and I'm excited about what's going on. We're going to continue to, I think, hopefully see a lot of good private sector job growth in Florida. I mean, I'm concerned about some of the things you see coming out of Washington, all the inflation. You see all these problems with the shipping and not being able to get goods. You don't even know if the kids are going to get toys for Christmas. I mean, that's obviously a big problem. We've said our ports, we'll handle it, and we'll make sure we get things out. The gas prices are going up tremendously. That's hurting an awful lot of people. And so we're pushing in the right direction. Those are some headwinds, but I'm confident that if we continue with good policy and we continue to empower folks like here in Northwest Florida State who are really going to help our next generation, I'm confident Florida can beat back some of those headwinds. So we actually usually give like a big life-size check. Unfortunately, we left it on the plane, and so but I am going to have, if you all want to come, maybe we'll just do a picture, and then you can say a few words. And so if you guys want to come here, and maybe I'll just do like a thumbs up. And so who's going to take it? You want all the board to come up? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm one of yours.
I know. Can everyone?
Are we okay?
Yes.
All right. Thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
All right. Good job. Almost $3 million.
Thank you, Governor. Appreciate it. So we sort of feel like a Jerry Maguire movie. The governor's come and showed us the money, right? And we appreciate it, Governor. On behalf of the entire Northwest Florida State College family, I want to welcome you to the Emerald Coast. I think you'll all agree this is Ron DeSantis country, right? Come on. And we are deeply honored that you're with us today, and I do appreciate our trustees, our senior leadership that have come here today. We know that it takes partnerships to make good things happen, and this college has a very strong commitment to continuing the pursuit of excellence with our many partners, realizing that it really doesn't matter who gets the credit, just so we make things happen. That's the most important thing. I went back and looked at Executive Order 1931 that you signed on January of 2019. And you did pledge to make Florida the #1 state in the nation in workforce by 2030. And Governor, you challenged us and we responded. And I want you to know in the last few years, this college has established education programs like you wanted us to do in culinary arts, hospitality management, medical laboratory technician, physical therapist assistant, cybersecurity, construction trades, commercial driver's license, airframe and power plant mechanic with our great partner here, Dr. Paul Shue. And we've expanded our engineering, technology, and welding programs. In fact, one of our welders is now working with Elon Musk's SpaceX program in welding on the autonomous drone ship, demonstrating clearly that career education can indeed, those skills can indeed be transferable into other sectors. In addition, we've really become more intentional with the measurements of our outcomes and improving efficiencies in our operations with a laser-like focus on student success. You called on the state to create a last-mile scholarship program, and this institution continues your vision through support from our community leaders to assist students who get within 10% of their degree completion to clear any financial hurdles to completion, and we're still doing that today. Also, we're working very closely with our Walton County and Okaloosa County School District officials. It's great to see you today, Superintendent Chambers. And we're raising the expectations of middle and high school students as to the phenomenal opportunities that exist in the world of career education and the pathway to a high-wage, high-demand sector job. We know that business and industry in Northwest Florida is counting on us to provide the education to support the jobs of the 21st century. And Governor DeSantis, with your steadfast support, this new transit technician program extends our commitment to further advance the state's workforce goals with an immediate pathway to employment. We indeed are appreciative appreciative of Commissioner Richard Corcoran and the colleagues at the Florida Department of Education who continue to support us in expanding training in those targeted industries. We stand with all of our partners, and many of them are here today, Governor DeSantis, in our commitment to community, workforce, and economic development, with a mission to improve lives of our citizens through high quality, accessible, and affordable workforce education. This program, this transit technician program, is sure to keep the region's economy driving forward. Governor, we're indeed honored to have you here, and we thank you for all that you've done to make great things happen in Northwest Florida and in Florida. Thank you very much.
What an exciting day for the college. As Dr. Stevenson stated, the Transit Technician Program is but one way the college is working to address the workforce needs and position the region for quality growth. As an alumna of Northwest Florida State College, I am keenly aware of the impact we are making on students and their families. Programs like the Transit Technician Program help lift students and families so that they can fulfill their potential, providing positive, long-term impacts for generations to come. We know these career education programs are expensive to launch and to maintain, and it's only through unique community partnerships and grant programs like the Florida Job Growth Grant that we can continue to be innovative and responsive to the needs of our community. With 85% of our students remaining local upon completion of their degrees at our college, this grant directly impacts the economic prosperity of Northwest Florida. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, our students, faculty, and staff, thank you, Governor DeSantis, for this very generous grant.
That's right.
Well, thank you all for being here today. I'm Dane Eagle. I'm the Secretary of the Department of Economic Opportunity. Good to see you, Commissioner. And thank the Governor for his leadership on this issue. The Governor's Job Growth Grant Fund was one of his top priorities this past session. Mel Ponder remembers it well, an issue that we have been driving to make sure that we're attracting all businesses that want to come to Florida to be able to come and invest, and also existing businesses to grow and thrive. We look at infrastructure, we look at workforce training, two areas that businesses need to be able to recruit from the workforce. So this announcement today is crucial in the Governor's mission, not only to make Florida one of the most competitive and open for business states of the nation, as he's been doing for so long, but to meet that 2030 goal of workforce education and training. So this announcement today of $2.8 million, that's going to go to the bigger goal, I think, of over $4 million for this program in transit training for diesel technicians. It's also going to support the existing CDL program. And who would have known in this time of this post-pandemic how crucial this would have already been? Logistics and transportation was already a target industry in our state, but now with the supply chain being disrupted, we need it more than ever. And we need it here in Northwest Florida. So that's incredible. It's going to support 500 people going through the program. That's not only going to improve their lives and the lives of their families, but it's going to spread far and wide throughout the community and through the southeast United States. So that's incredible. I want to thank the Governor for his leadership in pushing this forward and demanding that we come here today to make this grant. And I want to thank your legislative leadership. I was actually in the committees of Chair Williamson and Chair Gaynor yesterday. They're working hard for you in Tallahassee, and I ran into a few of the others as well. But part of my ask was more money for the Governor's Job Growth Grant Fund. So remind them how important it is so we can come back again and do this. But thank you all, and thank you to the Governor.
And I was listening when President Stevenson was rattling off all the things that they're doing here. And the thing is I literally could say anytime I go out and talk to people who are in business, those are all the things that people are asking about. So they are right on target with what is, number one, going to give the students the most opportunities. I mean, you can train them perfectly. If there's no opportunity as a result of that training, then it's not going to do as well. But they're also really going to end up helping the engine of our economy, because these are the folks, these are the types of things, and it's across a wide variety of different industries. But every single thing that was mentioned is something where if you go through here, go through this program, acquire those skills, do well, you are going to have opportunities, and that's a really, really good thing. At the end of the day, You can go to a four-year university. Our universities here are cheap. We don't let them raise the tuition. And so you can go and you don't have to go deep into debt. And so we're very proud of that. But I also look around the country. Some of these universities, you got to go tens of thousands, if not $100,000 in debt to go through there. And then if your degree's in zombie studies, well, what good does that do? So let's let people know where the opportunities are. Of course, people can make the decisions that they want to make. But boy, when you're focusing on things that have an immediate impact, where you're going to probably have multiple opportunities. I mean, the medical tech, that's huge. All the other things that were mentioned, really, really big. And the fact that you have people going from here to SpaceX, that should show you that this is really going down the right track. So we're honored to be able to be here, help move it along even more. And we're not stopping. I mean, this is another good thing that we're doing. We have more. We're going to do more initiatives in this next legislative session. I did some stuff that is being implemented now from last year's budget. So let's just keep the momentum going. But at the end of the day, this really is going to make a difference. We're also going to be, we're working on, we'll see hopefully an announcement soon. We're really concerned about these forced vaccine mandates on the workforce. Fact of the matter is, you take in medical with nurses, even if a fraction of them decide that this is not something they want to do and leave, it will absolutely cause a lot of these health systems to hemorrhage. And then you look at all these other companies that do it. And so I know Biden is trying to force this on everybody. One, I think it's your choice. I don't think you should get fired over this issue, and we want to protect people's jobs. But two, it absolutely is going to have a negative impact on the economy if you're causing people to lose these jobs, because then you got to find those folks. You already need more folks, and so why would you want to be doing that going forward? So let's be smart about what we're doing. Let's respect people's. I actually have is our Surgeon General back there? Yes, our new Surgeon General's back there, Joe Ladapo. Really great guy, obviously very smart, and he's saying, he says to me, forcing this is the worst thing you can do from a health perspective, because it really creates a lot of mistrust and animosity, and it's not the way we're doing it. And in Florida, we want to make sure that people ultimately are in charge of these decisions, and I think that that's the right thing to do. So that's another roadblock that we're going to have to make sure that we protect Florida against. We're working on that. There's a litigation, legislation, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's in the hopper. But suffice it to say, we want to make sure that everybody's job's protected, that people have opportunities here, and we obviously want, if a business wants to expand in Northwest Florida or any part of Florida, we want to make sure that they have quality people that they can go to and hire, and this program here is certainly filling that latter goal. And so I just can't thank you enough. You guys are doing a really good job here. We want to continue to help you out as best we can going forward. But this will, I look forward to checking back in a year or two to see, because I think you're going to see a very good response very, very quickly as you get the program up and get students through it. So God bless everyone for doing it, and we'll be back soon. When I come, I usually have some good news when I end up coming, and so hopefully we'll have some more good news here coming forward. I have some more resources in the current pot of money. And then, of course, next year's legislative session, I know Dane has talked to them about, I think, what did we get, 70 million, 60, 70? 74 last year. This fund, where we work, and colleges apply, municipalities, counties, whoever, and we do infrastructure, job training, all this other stuff. In 2020, because of COVID, I vetoed $1 billion out of the budget, because the budget was done in early March. COVID, everything started going haywire in late March. And then the budget was due July 1st. I told them, hold on to it. Let's see where we're at. And we didn't know what was going to happen with the revenue. So I vetoed $1 billion. I vetoed my own fund in 2020, not because I wanted to, but because I didn't know. I had to make sure I was protecting the state against uncertain times. And the good news is that not only did we get that money put back in for this year, and that's part of the distributions that we're making today, but revenue-wise, every single month, it seems, we come in $300, $500, $600 million above the estimates of what we're expecting, and that's with no taxes. We still have low taxes, but just because we have so much economic activity that you're seeing. So whereas people thought we were going to have some massive shortage in 2020, massive deficit, we actually have probably the strongest budget reserves we've ever had in the history of the state. And certainly those reserves are growing every single day as we continue to take in more revenue than what even they can forecast in the most recent forecast. And so that's a good sign. I think it's a sign if you can go through COVID like we did. I didn't touch one red cent from the rainy day fund the whole time. We cut when we needed to, but we made sure we protected people's jobs and businesses, and that's ultimately what's led. In August of 2021 in Florida, our hotel revenue was up about 12% compared to August of 2019 pre-COVID. Nationally, August of 2021 compared to 19 was down 5%. So the nation as a whole hasn't even gotten back to pre-COVID. Not only are we back, we're doing better in many respects. And I talk to businesses all the time, including up here in Northwest Florida, and they say, we never thought when COVID hit, we were just like, man, if we could ever get back to 2019, that was kind of the golden time. And now they're like, not only have we gotten back, we're doing better than we did in 2019. And so let's keep the momentum going. It requires a lot of different hands on deck, but I think this is going to be very, very important. So thanks, everybody, and God bless you. All right.